The rumors of my demise were greatly exaggerated. Welcome back to FlossTube, episode 20. It's been a long time. I feel like, I just did the flossmas, and I'm very proud that I managed that, but that was not the same as a FlossTube. And I think my last regular one was in September. I was a guest star on the Long Distance Stitchers, and I feel like maybe my last one was August. So it's been a hot minute because, I made their guest appearance, and I've been sitting on a Stitch Retreat recap vlog for the last little bit, and it's nearly done. I just have to edit in a few pictures and do a voiceover, and I just have not done that. And then I had the hand injury, and then I've been saving like little clips, and I think going forward into 2025, I'm just gonna let those clips go. I've posted photos to my Instagram and just start fresh because I've had all these expectations, and then I'm not doing anything because I have these expectations. So let it go and start fresh. And speaking of fresh starts, I got my hair cut, and so it used to be down to here, and it's still long, and she curled it. And it's huge way off my shoulder. So kind of my mantra for the day is, take what's not serving you and let it go and move on. And, I always try and do the best I can, and that's what I'm doing. And so here we are. It is WIP season parade. It is New Year's and all that. I'm not going to be doing a WIP parade. I'm just going to scooch this. I do have my little, that doesn't even fit in the frame. I do have my craft cart with me because I am trying to organize, but I don't want to do a WIP parade because I've done a lot of finishes this year. I have touched on my WIPs, but I haven't done enough work on a lot of my WIPs to really want to go to the effort of doing a WIP parade and editing it and all that, when it's like, yeah, so I've touched this once since the last time I showed you. There's 100 stitches. Like, I don't feel excited about making that content, so I don't want to make that content. I love watching other people's, but they've actually put the work in. I haven't. And I was thinking I could do a finish parade, but most of my finishes were gifts or not easily accessible to me. So I was like, okay, that's also not what I want to do. And so I thought I would do like a little life. And like I could do like a regular floss tube and just show what I've worked on. But again, I would feel bad because I've had like half clips of things I had sent off for round robins or exchanges or whatever. And I was like, you know what, let's start fresh. Let's talk about my plans for 2025, which is why I have this with me and to kind of talk about it. So 2024 was my second full year on floss tube. My floss tube anniversary will be next 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, because I started just before my daughter was born, like a week into the New Year's. And I'm so sorry. I'm still getting over my cold, so just dealing with that. I'm sorry for that. And so I did a lot of things this last year, and like reminiscing, I had a lot of fun. I did stitch swaps, I did round robins, I went to my first 2 retreats. Like, I had a lot of fun. And I overcommitted a few times, but I always got through to it. And so I really had a lot of fun. And that's kind of what I want to carry forward into next year. But I also want to finish some of my WIPs, my works in progresses, as it were. Oh, so sorry. I'm slightly asthmatic and getting over my cold, so this is just triggering me, like the cough. A little bit of lubrication helps because I talk too much. So I was thinking about my goals because like this is the year where people are announcing like their year-long stitch alongs or WIPGO boards and other things, right? So I've been thinking like, what draws my interest, what sparks me, what am I passionate about working on this year? And it's come down to a couple things. So I'm going to talk about WIPGO first. I did fairly well in my WIPGO up until about September when I had the hand injury. Like, I didn't always finish everything, but I was more or less starting everything and working on it. So I'm going to do WIPGO Electric Boogaloo and redo my board. Like, use the same board. If I've finished something, that's fine. That just gives me like a buy for that month. And just keep working on that because, I had it was like my freebie board, and I want to keep going with that. And then I'm going to do 2 WIPGO boards because, like I said, I like to overcommit and start things. But the second one is going to be on the 3rd volume of the Spellbound Stitches, which is all the bookmarks. So they're like 2 to 3 bookmark projects per month, which seems low, which seems manageable, which seems like a lot of things. I know I'm not going to finish it, but I figure it's a good motivation to work through the bookmarks. And what I like about these ones is they're very small projects. Like do I have a convenient project bag handy? Sorry, I'm just gonna grab these two. So they fit in like a project bag like this size. There's maybe only a few colors, so they fit into my bag for work. So I can do them, you know, they're more portable than like one of my bigger projects. So I like those. So maybe I won't get finished to them, but like I like having small portable projects, and like when you do finish them, there's still that endorphin rush. So that's my WIPGO plans. Michelle Bandy mentioned a year of WIPs, and so I found out about that community. So I'm committing to that. I haven't fully I have till January 18th to figure out, which is why I have these. But I have to commit to at least 10 projects and finish 5 of them. So I was like, that is great. And then my friends Natia and Alicia are doing, oh, I forget their exact hashtag, but it's basically finish your WIPs and get them on the wall. And so they're just picking like and only working on those WIPs. I don't want to exclusively work on one WIP till it's finished, but I think those two work together really well and will help focus me to finish a few things, because this is the embarrassing thing about a lot of my WIPs here. So it's either I've barely started them. I'm just grabbing some examples. Those are terrible examples for what I'm trying to show. Terrible examples. So it's either I start on them and I work on them for like one session and then that's it and I move on, or they are so close. Like this just needs some leaves. I think this guy has 1 or 2 more colors and some back stitching. This one has like, it's just the moon and some like whiskers. Like, so I either get them to like literally, this could be done in like 1 or 2 days, or I do nothing. And so I want to work on that. And some of it is just because I get excited and I move on to other things, and like that's fine. That's who I am. That is a-okay. I know that about myself. But some of these other ones I want to you know, work on and make a serious concentrated effort to finish them, because the only reason they're not finished is because I am a distracted fool. I say fool in like the innocent, naive way, very caught up by the shinies. So I want to work on that because I have a lot, and I actually really liked my flossmas when I was doing all the smalls, because I finished everything. Like I finished a lot of things. That was really fun. So I want to keep that momentum. So I've got this little bucket that I'm trying to sort into as I figure out what I want to work on. Those ones I will talk about really fast because they're there. And the thing is too is one of my other bigger goals is to organize my own craft space life. So right now, most of my craft stuff is stored in the basement. Our basement's unfinished. I have like a little desk in the corner and like stuff. And it's just stored there. It's not a space I work at or create at. It's just stored there. I would like it to be a space I work at or create at, but there needs to be lighting. There needs to be power plugs. My kids need to be content to be by themselves for longer than 10, 15 minutes, you know? But the goal would be to work on that. And then, so that's the basement. On the main floor, I've got like my sewing machine, because we brought it up there in the hopes that I'd be able to sew more. And then this usually lives there. And then I've got some like random drawers and like bits and bobs there. Just like my DMC floss is all there, and like just stuff I need to organize. I was going to and from the basement too much to make it practical to keep there. So that needs to be better organized and maybe move back to the basement. And then up here is like this is my Hearthside Craftwork stand. And it has my Teresa Wensler on it. And my goal was, because I was hoping that if I set this up here that I would be able to stitch on it more, because this is a pain in the butt to have on the main floor because with the 2 small children, and it's just, I love it. It takes up too much space, and it's fine. It will not take up too much space once my kids stop taking up so much space with like toy kitchens, toy kitchens, dress up box. Like there's no space for me on the couch right in the moment, and that's fine. And I also just can't trust them around this, so it's fine. I've done more progress on it since moving it up here. It's just, again, making that commitment to find the time by myself. Like, and that's hard. Like this haircut that I just mentioned, I haven't had my hair cut 2 years. I don't even recall, because it was just too much, because I had to arrange these things. I had to make, you know, and you would think finding half an hour or so to stitch would be easier, but a lot of times when I do arrange the time for myself, stitching a Teresa Wensler is maybe not what I want to do. So this is on my list of goals. It's just not on my goals of 2025. Like my goal for this for 2025 is a page finish, which I'm not even, like, I'm not gonna show it. I'll probably show it at the beginning of January because it was my New Year, New Start last year, and I've made very little progress. And that's fine. Like, you know, Teresa Wentzler, it's a learning curve. I'm learning a lot. I'm enjoying it. It's just, I've not made the time for it, and that's on me. But it's a small goal, right? So looking at what I want to do for my year of WIPs, I haven't finished these. I am stacking the decks because these 3 are smalls and will be, like I said, easy finishes. And, you know, this is Strawberry Season by Bad Stitched. I started for the Strawberry Moonsal. It is really nearly almost done. This is Arctic Owl. It was in a cross-stitch magazine of some sort, just because I love owls. That one will be done. And then this was La Lune and the Chat Noir by Curio Cabinet Crafts. And again, just stacking my deck for quick finishes. This one, do I have both? Oh, good, I have both in here. These are the the stitch alongs hosted by Pixie Pixel Cross Stitch, the Natural World and the Beautiful Biomes. This one here, I'm like, I think about 60% done. You know, it's monochromatic. It's close, not close to finish, but like it was going along great. And I would like to get that finished and up on my wall. The other one that I've done less well on is the Beautiful Biome Sal. I've just got this much of the border done, and she just released the final part today. And again, there's no reason for it. Like I said, I make some progress, and then I get distracted, and then I fall behind on doing something like the borders or the frames, and then I kind of just put it aside until the next time. This one, do I have this? This is gonna be, oh no. Okay, I pulled the fabric out because I put all my Christmas WIPs into one, but, let me, see, I know where everything is. It's just organized chaos, and that is part of the problem. Quaker Reindeer. I want to get that one finished so I can pass on the magazine to a friend. So that's important to me. That's why it's getting a priority. I'm doing great with my life. This one is going to my beautiful Sailor Moon bag. This one is The Moon at Night, which is a Sailor Moon piece. It's my baby full coverage. I'm about 10% into it, I think. My biggest problem with this one was it was just a lot of color block stitching, which is fine. But it is going to be the Princess B-Day stitch along, and I would like to work on that and get that finished. This is the Moon Phase Bell Pull stitch along. Tiny start. I got distracted by other things in life, as you know, like what I said. Yeah, God, that's pathetic. But the fabric is beautiful. I'm just, And my original goal was to have this done by the next lunar eclipse, so I would like to get motoring on that. It only has like 4 colors, so like the biggest issue is just me finding the time to do it. These are not part of it. These are just going to be sent out. See, I told you, like, I'm organizing my life for the new year. This one is an Easter Peter Rabbit. I've started many times. And there's one more, like, most of this egg, like, this egg's almost done. One more egg and, like, a daffodil. And back stitching. And I would like to have this one done and, like, hanging up. Because it's from World of Cross Stitching magazine. And they've done multiple Peter Rabbit patterns, and I think it would be so cute to have those done and in my kids' rooms. Well, look, it's still relevant. But again, you know, that requires doing things. My Femurs and Fungi stitch along. This is one of those cases, right, where I was saying where I was doing really well, and then I fell behind, and I stopped. On that same note, I don't know where it is. My Plants and Petrichor stitch along will be in the same bag, because I was keeping up with it. and then life happened, and I fell behind, the hand injury, and I fell behind, and I would like to get back onto that and finish it, especially because she has a new one coming out Valentine's Day. This is Cat Quest by D's 20 Stitches and Uncanny Kari. I would just like to get this done because I love it. I've only worked on it the day of the spring fling, so that is all I managed in one Zoom session. But that, you know, I would like to get this done. And here's the thing, though, is I have so many patterns by the same designers, and I feel bad because they keep releasing like amazing ones, and I want to get it done, but then I'm stuck on their old ones. That's one of the reasons why I have this one. This is the Love Bug Sampler by Spouting Lupine. I started this right when I started flosstube. This is like one of my first stitch alongs, and like you can see, I am almost done. So, and then she's released like 3 more great ones for Valentine's Day since. And the funny thing is about this is, I think part of the reason is I started stitching this on 14 count Aida, and that's who I was back then when I started as an Aida stitcher. And now I look at this and I'm like 77% done or something, and I literally want to stop and redo the whole thing on like a 28 count. But it's like, no, finish that. You can always restitch. Just finish that first. This is the Chronicles of Narnia stitch along, which was a limited time release, and I literally just did the border on the first part. This is like also one of my first stitch alongs, so I'm just looking at my little stitches because I'm half tempted to rip it out and start again because this is my very first time stitching on 28 count, and I was a little scared, so I was like, and like I'm not very committed into it, so I could restart this one easily and I wouldn't be losing that much. I'm on the fence about it, but I would like to get it finished because it's kind of embarrassing how little and much I've done. My other 2 are Needle Lot Designs ones. I just want to get finished because, again, it's embarrassing how long I've had them and done no progress. This is Egyptian Scarab. This one's mostly held up because I want to sub in like glitter and beads, and then I just haven't figured that out. And this one, I think she calls it like, I don't know what she calls it. To me, I call it like Mama and Baby Bear. And I've spoken before, to me it has some emotional meaning, which makes it hard for me to work on because it makes me sad to work on it in a good way, but it still makes me sad. So it's been languishing because of that, but I would like to get it finished. This is Wakanda Forever by Park Harper Bart, and I just need to get this finished to give to my partner so he stops nagging me. Like, I just need to get it done for that reason and that reason alone, and sooner rather than later, because yeah, I meant to do this for his first Father Day, and our kid is now almost 3.5 and almost 2, so I should get that finished. The last ones I want to work on is I started Maple Moon. I would like to gift this one to my dad. I feel like this one will stitch faster once I actually like pay attention to it. I just have to make a photocopy of the pattern. I think that was like my biggest holdup, is I didn't have a photocopy of the pattern, so I was struggling with that, like a working copy. And the last one I have on my docket for sure is the Namari Tapestry, because I want to start Dwarf and Axe. Yeah, and again, I've got tons more I want to work on, so it's been very hard to prune this down because I keep, you know, going through things like, oh, but what about this one? Oh, I should add this one in, because like that, what I just showed you is like my short list, and I still have all these ones, and I keep going back, but oh, what if I add this one? Oh, what if I do this one instead? But I'm telling myself, you know what? Just because once you finish these ones does not mean you can continue on and finish other things. You should just focus on these ones first. So those ones I want to have finished or near finished. Okay, so what I've talked about is I want to page finish on my Teresa Wensler. Finish these ones. My 2 WIPGO boards, the best attempt possible to me. I would like to add that with the bookmark one, I am also going to try and read the books that the designers recommended to go with their bookmarks. I think that'll be a fun little tie-in and help direct my reading in ways I don't always direct it. This pile, do what I can when I feel like it, but not my main priority. I'm kind of tempted to leave it up here, or like bring it down to the basement and then just have it out of the way. And Stitch for Pride, I'm doing Stitch for Pride again. I did not do the first year very well. Partially that was just because when Dee was releasing the pre-sales, it was like the last little bit of my maternity leave, so it was just a very terrible money time for me to buy it, so I didn't buy it till June is when they released it again. And then I've been picking up my colors on my fabric because I decided I was going to do like little pillow finishes, and I just haven't found the time since, because when you start off so behind, it's hard to motivate yourself. But I'm doing Stitch for Pride 2024, and I've signed up for Stitch for Pride 2025. I've got the fabric and I've got the floss. I have neither in my hands. I will get the fabric at Stitch North, which is in May. So and the floss, I've done the second pre-order, so I will get it end of January, February. I'm not really fussed about it because like I'm not planning on keeping ahead of the stitching. It'll probably be knowing that I have the fabric there. Maybe that'll be my I'll start at Stitch North and just work on it there, because maybe I can, the motifs aren't huge, so maybe I can do one or two at Stitch North. I was gonna say catch up, and I was like, that's very ambitious. And so I want to do those, and I want to keep involved in round robins, stitch swaps, things like that. I really enjoyed all the stitch swaps and round robins I participated in last year, and they're continuing on into the new year. It's really fun to receive mail from stitchy friends. Like some people like throw in like some stickers or something, so that's always fun. Like there's always the cute little letters. Like I like getting mail. I love getting mail and opening mail and all that, so I want to keep that up. Am I going to manage my time better? Potentially. I'm already, you know, I have FOMO, and I think everyone does, and so I'm going to try and work on that, because related to the FOMO, I'm going to 2 retreats next year, and I'm going to do the smalls exchange at both, because I did not do the smalls exchange this time around because it was just too much going on. But you know, I like them. I think they're fun. So I've got to stitch. I want to stitch those smalls up early and ahead of time and be ready for that. And on that note too, that reminds me, there is the Year of Nature walks that is being organized by Linguistic Stitches. I've ordered some of the patterns and fabric from Bryn & Nettle. I'll see when they arrive, because the goal is to start them on the 15th of each month. I think I can start something, and like they're smaller. They're not small, but they're like medium small. So I think that's fun and cute, because I have a really fun idea of how I'd like to fully finish them, which is putting the cart before the horse for sure. But I would like to work on that, and you know, I want to be in a space where I can start things and have fun with it without feeling guilty about this pile. And I think I'm not mad about the pile of things I started. It's just a matter of like just the consistently finishing them. And I think part of the problem is I stitch slower than many people do. I don't have the dedicated stitching time. Like I'm lucky if I get like I haven't stitched today. You know, I'm hopefully gonna get some stitches in. Like my kids have been sick, so whatever. It's just the stage of life I am. I have 2 very young kids, so if I get like, you know, 100 stitches in, 300 stitches in a day, and that is what it is. But it does mean when I have like a huge project, it does take longer. Or even like the smaller projects where people are like, oh yeah, I just sat and stitched for a whole movie. It's like, imagine that, a whole movie. Right? So like the Quirky Quakers, which for example, which I know some people can start and finish in a day or 2 days. They take me like a week, 2 weeks, because I have to pick them up, put them down. I have to go do this, and then I come back 2 hours later, where, you know. But that is my life, and it's fine. And that is my plans for 2025. Like I want to go in, let go of what's not serving me. And, you know, potentially by putting this card away and out of sight and just focusing on this pile, I will make more dedicated progress and feel rejuvenated. I'm excited about everything I'm planning on starting, so that's always a good sign. And yeah, come back to this and we'll see. I'm not going to do it, like I said, I'm not doing a whip parade. I'm not doing a, maybe I'll do like a slight recognition of 2 years. It's just so close to this. It's not going to be fun. And then, yeah, we'll check in on June and see where I'm at on my goals. So thank you for everyone that's watching. Thank you for everyone who came back, because I know it's been a while. Thank you for everyone who checked out my Flossmas. And I hope that you all have a wonderful New Year's Eve tomorrow and a New Year's Day. And you have the day, your plans for 2025 go as you want. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Bye now.